everybody, it's Cathryn from the Pink Designs. This is my second project for the Reindeer Fun series, and this time we're actually only using the dies. We didn't do any stamping on this one, but I just love this project. I think it's the cutest thing. Alright, I'm also using the Perennial Postage dies with it. The box measures 2.5 by 2 by 2.5 high. Alright, and in here I have a snowman duck, which I thought was one of the cutest little things for your project. Now this will fit a bunch of little candies or small gifts, but you don't have to. This will come with the kit, but of course you don't have to put him in there. You can put whatever else you like. All right, so this is my host code. Please put that in for any purchases on my website under $150, not including your shipping and tax. And please subscribe and hit the like button. If this kit is not going to be ready for a little while because I have to order enough of the contents for 12 kits. That's it. Once I hit 12, that's it. I'm not going to have any more supplies. But just send me your email. Send me an email saying you would like to be in the kit, and I'll keep a list. And when I have them all ready for shipping out, I will ask you for your PayPal billing, and I'll bill you. All right, so we need a piece of garden green that is 9.5 by 7.25. I'm using the Reindeer Days DSP again. We need 2 pieces that are 2.25 by 2.25, and 3 pieces that are 1 3/4 by 2.25. So 2 of them are going to be standing up like this, and 1 for the top that's going to be this way, but they're the same size that way, but we want 2 standing up and 1 long ways. Okay. All right, I also cut this from the Perennial Postage dies, and it is 1 7/8 by 1 7/8. Also, we need a piece of basic white that is 1.5 by 1.5 for the inside of that. Okay, I cut out the pieces of the reindeer using the dies, and the largest one here we used early Espresso, and then basic white for the next layer, and then the final layer I used Pecan Pie. All right, so that's those 3. I cut the wreath out of garden green and the bow out of real red. All right, so let me get my Simply Scored. All right, we're going to start on the 9.5-inch side and score at 1/2, 2.5, 5, and 7. Turn it to the 7.25-inch side and score at 2, 4.5, and 6.5. All right, now fold and burnish your score lines. All right, now we have a 1/2-inch rectangle over here, a 3/4-inch one on the top, and 2 inches on the bottom. And this is what we're going to be doing. Okay. All right, so let's start over here, go to the first score line, cut it to the first score line, and wedge up into that 1/2-inch rectangle. Go to the next score line and cut it to the first score line. Then we're going to wedge this square and then cut off about 3/4 inch. Doesn't really matter over here how much you cut off, but we just want it a little bit shorter than it was. All right, go to the next 2 score lines and cut them to the first score line, and then wedge both sides and cut off some of the bottom. All right, so that's the bottom. And now we're going to flip it around so the 1/2-inch rectangle is over here. And we're going to go to the first score line, cut it to the second score line, and take off these 2 pieces. All right. Then go to the next score line, cut it to the second score line, take off the rectangle, wedge both sides of that square, and then just take a bit off. Alright, go to the next 2 score lines and cut them to the second score line. And on the second one, you're going to wedge up into that skinny rectangle. Alright. And then we're going to take off this bottom rectangle, wedge the square, and then take a little piece off the bottom. And then finally, we're going to round the corners of this top flap. Alright, and that's what your cardstock should look like when you're done. Okay, now we're going to get some tear and tape and put it next to the score line on this, what's left of that 1/2-inch rectangle. Take off the backing. Alright, I'm going to flip it over and then fold over the sides to meet. Alright, so this is our back. So this is the first flap that's going to go down. And there's your box. Alright, so now we need our DSP. And the 2 largest pieces are going to go on the front and the back. The piece, we have 3 again that are 1 3/4 by 2 1/4. The one that's the pattern is the long side goes on the top, and then the sides get the other 2. Now we're going to work on our reindeer. Alright, I'm going to use my mat, my silicone mat. Okay, so we're going to start with the Espresso, early Espresso. And then put the glue on the back of our basic white. And then just match them up. Don't get the glue too close to the eyes and nose because it will show up. Alright, and then we need this piece. And put that on top. And it just comes out so cute. And then what we're going to do is stick him inside that wreath a little bit, just so that the bottom doesn't show through the top. And then I'm going to make sure it's right here first. Okay, and then I'm going to put a little bit of glue on the part of the wreath that is hidden by the reindeer's head. And I have a lot of glue sticking out here. You could just use some Stampin' Seal Plus would probably be better, but a little less messy. Alright, now we're stuck, and we're going to take the bow, just put a little dab of glue, and put that right on the bottom of the wreath. Alright, and there is our whole front piece. I love him. Okay, now we need our 2 rectangle squares actually, and we're just going to glue these together. And then I'm going to put dimensionals on the back of our reindeer. Let's put this one right there, and I'll attach it. Keeps it extra if I attach with dimensionals the 2 pieces together. And then I'm going to use a side for the 2 ears. And we're going to have the bow and the antlers are going to stick off, but I'm just going to stick it on there with the dimensionals. All right, and then I'm going to put dimensionals on it and attach it to the front of the box. All right, make sure that you're, got the right side of your box. I'm just going to take a little grip piece out. Okay, so this is our front, and I'm going to just put him right on the front. I just love this so much. It's so cute. Very cute die set they made for this. All right, and then I'm going to take some ribbon from my stash because they don't have red ribbon in this catalog. They have cherry cobbler and gold and shaded spruce, and this is garden green. So we improvise. All right, I'm going to put it under the lid and close it. Make sure it's not twisted. And then I'm just going to tie a bow right on the top. All right, and for the final touch, I'm going to take a rhinestone basic jewel and put it right in the middle of that bow. And that's it. Hope you enjoyed it. All of the info is below, along with my links to my blog, my shop, and my Facebook group. Please subscribe and hit the like button, and I will see you next time. Bye.